Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss third stage of statistical study, that is presentation of data. Today we will discuss about the bar diagrams and pie chart. We will discuss about diagrams. This is a this is an overlook of the diagrams of the topics that we are going to discuss today. The very first one is bar diagrams, also known as bar chart. Bar diagram consists of a series of rectangular bars of equal width. The bars stand on common baseline with equal gap between one bar and another. The bars may be either horizontal or vertical. The bars are constructed in such a way that their lengths are proportional to the magnitude or the frequency. Space between consecutive bars are equal. The bars are of equal width. Their width or breadth is same, but their length depends on the value. The very first topic, this is simple bar diagram, used to represent when items have to be compared with regard to a single characteristics. Here, the items are represented by rectangular bars of equal width and height proportional to their magnitude. The bars are drawn on a common baseline with equal distance between consecutive bars. The bars may be shaded. This is an example of the modes of transport used to reach school by the students. Give an overlook to this diagram that two students are going by bicycle, then 3 are by bus, 6 are by car, and 18 students are going to school by walking. Next, this is number of deaths. Again, this is chronic lower respiratory disease, pneumonia. So some other problems are there. So this is about the simple bar diagram. Next, subdivided or the component or staked or proportional bar diagram. The data have items whose magnitude have two or more components. Here the items are represented by rectangular bars of equal width and height proportional to magnitude. Then the bars are divided so that the subdivision in height represent the components. To distinguish the components from one another clearly, different shades are applied and an index describing the shades is provided. Component bars are drawn when a comparison of total magnitudes along with the components is required, as it is clear in the diagram that purple color indicates blood group O, green color blood group AB, then red blood group B, then blue, this is blood group A. So we have the total of the four, then subdivided. So this is about the subdivided bar diagram. Here is one more example. This is nursing degree courses. Again we have the girls as well as boy. Blue color depicts the boys and red color depicts the girls. This is an example showing the strength of students in nursing degree courses. Then percentage bar diagram. To represent items whose magnitudes have two or more components, the comparison of components are expressed as percentages of corresponding totals. The totals are represented by bars of equal width and height equal to 100 each, because the frequency is converted into percentage and the sum total will definitely be of 100. These bars are divided according to the percentage component. The different subdivisions are shaded properly and an index which describes the shades is provided. Percentage bars are useful in comparing percentage components. An example shows preference of the extracurricular activities the students in nursing courses based on gender. Now, it is worth mentioning that in case of percentage bar diagram, the length as well as the breadth of the bars are same. One more example is there. This is percentage of energy obtained fats. Red color depicts percentage of energy obtained protein, percentage of energy obtained from carbohydrates. So again, the length as well as the breadth of both the bars are same because here the frequency is converted into percentage. Next, multiple bar diagram, also known as compound bar diagram. When there are two or more different comparable sets of values, multiple bars are drawn, for example, imports and exports. The sets of rectangular bars of equal width with height proportional to the value are drawn. The bars corresponding to the same unit are placed together adjacent to one another. The diagram is shaded properly and an index is provided. Now look at the diagram. This is sales by division. This is north, south, east and west. In 2009, then 2010, 11, 12 and 13. So for 5 consecutive years we have the information related with sales by division of north, south, east and western areas. So this is a multiple bar diagram because it shows compound information in one diagram. Then one more example is there, an example that shows the strength of students based on gender classification in nursing degree courses. This is boys and girls. Then deviation bar diagram, useful for presenting net quantities which have both positive and negative values. The positive deviations are presented by the bars above the baseline, while negative deviations are presented by bars below the baseline. Dear students, we have 4 quadrants. In first quadrant, all the values are positive. In second quadrant, x is negative and y is positive. In third quadrant, x and y both are negative. In fourth quadrant, value of x is positive and y is negative. So when we draw deviation bar diagram, our diagrams will be in first and fourth quadrant. Here is one more example. This is variation from budget in different areas: administration, nursing, pharmacy, central supply and radiology. So some are in first quadrant and few are in fourth quadrant. Next, one more example is there. This is sales and net profits. Again, it is very obvious that the negative values are in fourth quadrant and all the positive values are in first quadrant because the positive as well as negative values are depicted on the same diagram. That's why it is known as deviation bar diagram. Now, last topic, this is the pie diagram, also known as sector diagram, presenting discrete data of qualitative characteristics such as blood groups, RH factor, age group, sex group, causes of mortality or social group in a population, etc. The frequencies of the groups are shown in a circle. Degrees of angle denote the frequency and area of the sector. It gives comparative difference at a glance. Size of each angle is calculating by multiplying the frequency oblique total frequency by 360 degree. That is, size of each angle, also known as degree measure, is equal to frequency by total frequency into 360 degree. Dear students, please learn this formula that degree measure or size of each angle is equal to frequency by total frequency into 360 degree. Steps to make a circle. First, draw a circle of any radius. Find the center point of the circle. Draw a radius. Use a protractor to mark angles for the first pie slice. Now, this is very much clear. What is your favorite color? Blue, frequency is 6, yellow 10, and correspondingly we will have sum total as 40. So when we find the size of angles, we will use the formula frequency by total frequency into 360 degree. So we will have 54 degree, 90 degree, 36 degree, so and so. And keep in your mind the sum total will be 360 degree, because the sum total of the angles around a point is 360. Now what will be the process? Draw a circle of any radius, then use the protractor to show the values. Now one more example is there. This is the items expenditure. First we need to convert it into percentage. First we will convert it into percentage, then we will use degree measures and then plot the values. This is pie diagram. Dear students, be careful. We generally first draw the highest angle, followed by the next, and so on, and it is plotted in a clockwise direction. Then move to the homework. Dear students, do revise the chapter thoroughly and send me your doubts. One more thing, I want to make it very much clear that still we are revising the topics. That's why I'm not sending you assignments, because I have already given you so much assignments. So dear students, revise the topic properly and complete your notebooks if you have not completed yet. One more thing, please complete your holidays homework also. Clear? So after completing 9 chapters, we will start our fresh syllabus, means a new syllabus. Clear? So be sincere, do your work properly. Have a wonderful day, beta.